Okay, let's unpack this a little. Have you ever used some software and just wondered why, I don't know, it works so smoothly while other stuff feels like a house of cards? Always breaking.
Yeah, constantly needing a fix or just feeling unreliable.
Exactly. And it's not always just coding bugs, is it? Sometimes it feels like it just wasn't ready for, well, the real world. So today, we're going to dig into something that's kind of an unsung hero in software reliability, operational acceptance testing. You might hear it called OAT.
Right.
Our mission here is to figure out how critical software gets to be not just, functional, but actually robust, dependable.
And OAT is fascinating because it really goes beyond just like checking if the buttons work.
Yeah.
It's about making sure the software can genuinely thrive in its actual home, its operational environment. It's a really vital testing step before release.
Okay.
It checks if the application is operationally ready. The core goal really is making sure the whole system, all its bits and pieces, they comply and run smoothly within what's called their standard operating environment, or SOE.
SOE.
Yeah. And you sometimes hear it called ORT too, Operational Readiness Testing. Same idea. It's all about confirming it's truly ready for go live.
So this OAT thing, it focuses on some really key areas that, well, they directly impact your experience as a user, right?
Absolutely.
We're talking about stuff like resiliency. How well does it bounce back if something unexpected happens?
Yeah, like a server hiccup or something.
Or recovering ability if things go really wrong. Can you get the data back quickly? Accurately.
Crucial.
Then there's manageability and supportability. Can the IT folks actually look after it easily? Monitor it, fix problems, update it without pulling their hair out?
Makes a huge difference behind the scenes.
And finally, integrity. Does
Right.
it keep the data safe and accurate even under stress?
Yeah. Does it do what it's supposed to without corrupting things?
So, okay, what does all this actually mean for you listening right now?
Right.
Why should someone just trying to, I don't know, use an app care about OAT?
Well, if you zoom out a bit, OAT is what confirms if an application can actually be deployed onto a network following standards, like the IT infrastructure library, ITIL.
ITIL, okay, I've heard of that. It's like a best practice guide for IT services.
Exactly. It's a global framework. So OAT ensures the software slots nicely into how a business actually operates. Is it supportable, manageable? Does it fit the existing IT processes?
Kind of like making sure a new appliance works with your house's wiring.
That's a great analogy, yeah. And crucially, OAT checks if the software will run as designed without messing up other business processes. That's huge.
Right, you don't want one thing breaking another.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Which leads to the big question, really. How do they know it's ready before it affects, potentially millions of users or the company's bottom line?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, yeah. The practical side. We're not just talking about simple checks here. OAT involves some pretty meticulous tests, pushing the system under realistic conditions. Give us some examples.
Okay, well, think about this. Ensuring backups taken at, say, your main data center can actually be recovered successfully at a different site, the disaster recovery site.
Wow. Okay.
And within a specific time frame, too. That's vital for business continuity if there's a major problem.
Makes sense. What else?
Or simulating peak load. Imagine an e-commerce site during the holidays. OAT would test if the app can handle maybe 10 times the normal users without crashing or lagging.
Yeah, you definitely don't want dropped transactions then.
Absolutely not. Another big one. Checking that implementing a new feature doesn't negatively impact anything already running in production.
Ooh, the ripple effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to avoid a minor update accidentally taking down, well, everything else. OAT helps make sure all the parts play nice together before it impacts you. It's all about really careful, proactive prep.
It sounds incredibly thorough, almost like a perfect safety net. But, I mean, are there times when doing this kind of testing is really hard? Or maybe super time-consuming?
Oh, definitely. That's a really good point. Complexity is a huge factor.
How so?
Well, think about modern systems. They're often distributed, right? Lots of interconnected parts, maybe microservices, running across different clouds.
Okay. So testing all those interactions.
Exactly. Simulating real-world conditions for all of that can be incredibly resource-intensive. You need specialized environments, enough time.
And teams are often under pressure to release quickly, aren't they?
They are. So sometimes allocating the necessary resources for really comprehensive OAT becomes a struggle. It's a trade-off.
But what's the risk? What's the trade-off if they don't invest enough in it?
The downside can be massive. We're talking unexpected outages, corrupted data, terrible performance that drives users away.
Right, the stuff that makes headlines sometimes.
Yeah, and significant financial loss, damage to the brand's reputation. A lot of those major software failures you hear about, many could likely have been caught by better OAT. Things like network delays, database bottlenecks, complex recovery issues, stuff that doesn't show up in a clean lab test.
So OAT isn't just ticking boxes, it's more like a strategic investment.
Absolutely. It's an investment in business continuity, in user satisfaction, in trust. It's about foresight, really,
Right.
preventing that chaos before it can even start.
Mm.
It ensures that what gets built isn't just working, but it's properly robust, that the tech you rely on every single day is actually dependable.
It really is easy to just take seamless tech for granted, isn't it? You just expect your banking app to work or your streaming service not to buffer.
You assume it'll be fine.
Yeah. But behind pretty much every reliable service, there's likely a process like OAT, making sure it holds up under pressure, so you don't even need to think about it. Like, good plumbing, you only notice when it breaks.
Yeah, exactly. It's the unsung hero ensuring no floods.
So maybe next time you use an app or a service and it just works perfectly, take a second. Think about the hidden work, the operational acceptance testing that might be behind it. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other really critical readiness checks are happening constantly behind the scenes for all the technology that makes our lives easier? And, maybe more importantly, what would things look like if they weren't?